Sometimes life gets in the way. I haven't been hitting the gym or the road as much as I'd like lately, between lots of travel, getting some very important work projects over the line, and a whole ton more excuses I could come up with. I just haven't been making it happen. That's nobody's fault, but mine. So, when you start hitting the wall, when you start hitting what you think is a lull, what do you do?
What we're doing today is more of the MMA circuit type stuff. So pushing, pulling, dragging, lifting, kicking, punching, screaming, puking, all that kind of stuff. And we're also getting back to some weightlifting as well. We've neglected the bench press and the rows and stuff like that over the last few weeks. So we want to get back on top of that again as well.
Another session done, dusted, and dried off to a degree. How did we do today?
Yeah, we did good. So we did our usual MMA stuff. So yeah, you powered through. We had that running on the mattress was a new one. How'd you like that?
The running on the mattress thing is the worst possible thing. For anyone that wants to do that, just do it on the bed at home. It's like you described it as running in sand.
Yeah. It's way worse than that.
It's awful. It's like running in quicksand, being pulled down by like the into the depths of hell. It's awful, and we were doing 20 seconds of it. It's pretty awful.
It's a good way to end a round though, because you finish on a high, you know.
I don't know if it was a high. It was more like is this ever going to be over?
I was ecstatic.
So I guess that's the thing. Once you do kind of hit a lull, like what do you say when someone hits a lull that they miss a session or they miss a week, whether they're sick or whether they're tired or whether life gets in the way?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, we kind of talked about that right at the very, very beginning. I don't know whether you remember that conversation or not, but whenever we start a whole new process, it's always like you have to plan for those times that are just going to be in the way. You know, there's sicknesses, there's deaths, there's everything. Everything just gets in the way. And the one thing as well is that just because there's a lull or you miss a session or this, it doesn't mean you go back to square one. You know, so it's like you've still achieved a full 12 months, 15 months of things. Focus on what you've achieved and continue from there, rather than saying, it's done now, I might as well throw the whole lot in, you know. And that's what a lot of us do that. I'm guilty of that as well. Do you know what I mean? If I make a trip up or something like that, it's like it's done, not perfect anymore now, so I might as well just quit.
I think that, like for me, one of the things that the last 2-3 weeks, because I was traveling and stuff, it was one session that I was able to get in here. Wasn't running, wasn't doing anything, and that kind of manifested into my head that it's worse than I'm like, you've only missed a day, but when it kind of adds up over 2 weeks or whatever, or 3 weeks, you're kind of going, you do, like you say, you do all of it, it's done now.
That's human nature.
Yeah.
It's human nature. You just got to focus on, as you were doing all the way through the year, focus on what you've already achieved, and then take that and run with it, you know.
Awesome advice, dude. Pleasure. Right, that is it. There's a subscribe button right around there somewhere. It'd be awesome if you'd hit it. We'll see you in the next episode of the vlog, and until then, don't stop fighting for yourself.